What's up, guys? We've had a little bit of time now to get the house tidied up. Just a little bit, not a lot. This is something I've shown you guys on Instagram and Twitter. I finally have a music room. Look how sick this is. We ran out of soundproofing, but it's like my PC room. I've got a plate that I had a brownie on last night. Got all my guitars mounted on the wall. And it's just so cool. So I want to give you guys the latest update on something I did in the last video talking about this, but it's about baby Shanks. So last news we got was that we miscarried the baby and we should just expect the baby to pass. And then we went to the doctor the other day. Long story short, baby is still grown and has a really, really, really faint, slow heartbeat. But now our doctors are like, well, we don't really know what's going on. And they're pretty much saying that it's probably still going to end up having a miscarriage. But now it's kind of to a point to where it's kind of really toying with emotions, especially Victoria's, because like, how do you get excited about something you know is just gonna be prolonged? Or like, you know, maybe the baby could be born. It's weird, and I wanted to update you guys on that. It's been a lot. It's been a long process, especially with moving and stuff like that. Also, check out my new guitars. I don't think I've actually made a guitar intro since I've gotten these two, but I've got this Paul Reed Smith Custom 24 that I'm stoked about. Oh, look at that finish. Woo! And then I got a Schecter 7-string. I love it. I love this thing a lot. I've never played a 7-string up until recently, and I actually got this at a pawn shop for super cheap. So I'm psyched. It actually has turned out to be kind of one of my favorite guitars I own. All right, anyways, wow, so much news today. Wow. A lot of you guys might remember my old Subaru STI hatchback. The car was really well built. I miss it. And that might be why 20 or 30,000 of you guys are actually watching this video right now. If you guys didn't know, Throttle just built a wide body one that's pretty much exactly how I wish I could have built it back in the day. And they're doing a giveaway. You guys might know Throttle. They've built a V6 MR2, RX-7, S13, stuff like that. They're giving away this STI. Every dollar you spend over at Throttle gets you an entry into winning one. And it's definitely a car I would suggest trying to win because it's really cool. They deal with car parts. If you need car parts, that qualifies you to enter. And if you don't need parts right now, they also do have some apparel. But every dollar you spend gets you an entry. I've got a link for you guys in the description. And if you use this code, it saves you 15% off entries. Who knows, dude? Maybe I'll buy an STI hatch and I'll do the same thing and give it away. Say goodbye to the cars. We've got some, as you can tell, some interesting news today. So here in the US, or at least with our insurance company, the way a car gets towed doesn't have to be devastated and it doesn't have to be crooked and bent and stuff like that. The way some and most insurance companies work is if the damage done to the car is greater than half of its value, the car is totaled. I'm gonna throw some ideas around, talk to you guys, and then show you what's going on. But super weird, unfortunate situation. Let's go check them out. We have a couple things to fix on this car, but next time we get a sunny day, I'm taking this sucker back home. It's a little windy, I apologize, but I can't really do anything about that. Texas is notorious for tornadoes and hail. Very randomly at that. It was super random. Nobody knew it was about to happen. Ethan is always fluctuating like Supras, GTRs, S chassis, really nice cars. And so my two cars, being the ones that don't run or are problematic, were outside and they got kind of devastated. It's really popular in Texas to get totaled by hail. Like seriously, PDR companies do so well in Texas. But these cars are both totaled. So you can kind of see this hood. This hood is just completely annihilated. It's kind of hard to see, but it's really a lot worse than it looks. Thankfully, no glass actually broke. There's two cars that actually had glass break. These cars were inside, thankfully. This DC5 right here, completely shattered. So count your blessings here, I guess. The way that it all came down was this way. And so this side of the car just got pelted. You can see that I've got really bad dings. It's really hard to see actually, the car's so dirty. If I cleaned it up, you can see that there's literally dings all over the place. I mean, there's thousands of dollars worth of PDR that needs to be done to this. The roof, absolutely destroyed. It looks like a freaking golf ball up here. Like some big ass hail too. Like, check this out on the Civic. Check this out. There were some big boys that ended up coming down, man. Like, bad. This quarter panel, this door, and that fender didn't actually get hurt. My hatch is completely destroyed. As you can see, like, I mean, bad. I wish this car wasn't gray so you could actually see it. If this car was any other color, you'd be able to tell, like, wow. And then some homeless man literally broke this off. That's random. But all of this got devastated. This plastic piece actually, I mean, it's plastic, didn't actually break, so it's good. But this car, although it's got $6,000, $7,000 worth of suspension and $10,000 worth of LS equipment in there, this car is worth about $3,500 to $4,000 in insurance. And this would be about $2,000 or more in fixes. So that car is gonna be totaled. Now, moving on to the Civic. Let me show you guys. Same deal. The Civic, I can't, which way was it pulled? Okay, it already had dents over there. Here we go. Definitely was this side. So you can see, like, it's also kind of hard to see, but just dents everywhere. Everywhere. Now this car has a completely damaged roof, sunroof completely done in, which means soaked on the inside. Not flood damage or anything like that, but it's got, water just came in here, and I'm pretty sure there might be still some standing water, which is a huge bummer. Considering this car was such a mint condition interior and stuff like that, I'm really kind of bummed about all this. This little trunk right here, like, you can see that it's just absolutely annihilated. I mean, I don't know how none of my lights or anything broke at all. Ethan had his Camaro here, and it destroyed 2 of his taillights. But we didn't actually even crack any lights at all, which is really surprising. I guess that Japanese stuff is good. Let me go ahead and I guess explain to you guys what my plans are. And I would like to, as I'm discussing, ask your opinions in the comments. So comment what you guys think I should do. The Z. Although the car hasn't been running for about a year now, the car is still special to me. It's my first LS car I swapped in, and I have invested $15,000+ in part into that car. So I don't want to just ditch it, especially if, you know, I get an insurance payout of $3,000 or $2,000. Don't want to do that. And I also don't want to make any claims, because then the car has a salvage title, and you guys know I can fix things myself. We rebuilt the Subaru and it looked great. Get some wind flowing through this, bro. It is hot today. God dang. I'd like to keep the Z, and you guys let me know what you think. It won't be too hard to do PDR on the door. All I'd have to do is maybe replace the hood with carbon fiber, replace the hatch with carbon fiber, and I could make some really cool, I could just make the car a really cool looking car. All I'm gonna have to do for this really is replace the hood with something maybe carbon fiber, fiberglass. I have to do some PDR or just do something on the roof to smooth it up. I mean, I can fix that. That's not too bad. The carbon hatches are really popular on this car, so I could just, you know, part out this and sell the trunk and stuff like that. Obviously, the bumpers are totally fine. I did drift the car, so a lot of stuff like the side skirts and stuff aren't in great condition anyways. Over fenders would be a quick, easy fix, plus wide body Zs look absolutely incredible. Like stuff like this would be just completely eliminated. So I think this car is super salvageable. I would also like to rebuild it, wrap it, do that, and actually have this car back in my life again. And what I don't think I've actually mentioned is I do have a freshly rebuilt, fully built LS3 that's ready to plop in. I just got all my stuff from ISR. Funny thing is, I actually just got all the stuff back from ISR to put the stuff back in the car, and then this happened like a couple days later. So I was already like committing to wanting to get this car running again. And I know a lot of you guys probably just forgot I had this, or some of you guys didn't even know it existed. But yes, I do have an LS3 350Z. Let's go ahead and talk about the Civic. Here's the thing about this car. I bought the EM or the EK chassis, whatever. This is actually technically an EK. I bought the EK chassis to do a sort of a fun stancy build. Then it ended up turning into a fully built D16 or partially built D16 with a twin setup that ended up failing because a turbo blew. Then we switched it back to a single turbo, and then shortly after we switched it to a single turbo, the single turbo blew. This turbo literally, like, if you try and spin it, it doesn't spin, so it's completely dead. I never got to actually do with this car as I wanted to. I had a set of drag wheels for it. I was gonna strip it and do a half cage roll bar and actually drag race this car. But with all things considered, I'm just gonna be honest with you guys, I really want a hatchback. I've built 2 Civics now. One blew up, we did that on purpose. This one, unfortunately, is completely totaled, and I don't think it's worth even keeping it. So what I might do with this one is part out the body, the bumpers, and I don't know, the wheels. And I'm gonna keep the motor. I'm gonna keep this built D16 because this D16 right here is worth more than the actual car itself, and keep all the accessories, keep all the good stuff, and go ahead, and I guess this could be a really great cheap candidate for somebody that wants to have a drag car. I'm gonna be honest, my favorite Honda chassis of all time is not the EK. I want an EG, or it's actually called an EH or an EJ. I'd really like to get, now this is Ethan's baby, but I'd really like to get a hatch like this. And we've built several Civics at this point, and I want to finally just do one right, 100% right. And I think this right here might give me a good excuse of starting new, starting fresh, ripping a motor out, painting the engine bay, shaving the engine bay, getting all the correct components, getting a roll bar, getting all this, getting a better trans, getting a different motor. Might use this for a single and just see how it goes. Might do a B or K or V6 swap or something along those lines. But I'm gonna be honest, with all of the issues we've had with this car, it might be just time to retire it. Especially considering, like, I've got to completely redo the roof. Not even with PDR, like, it's not worth doing $1,500 worth of PDR on a car that's worth $1,500. And at this point, it's definitely not worth $1,500 because I have ripped it apart and heavily modified it. Ooh, Honda badge coming off. Actually, I'm gonna take that, that's mine. So I want you guys to let me know what you think. I love Honda stuff, and I would absolutely love for this to be finally a good excuse for me to drop everything and restart and do it correctly next time. And let me know what you think on this. I don't think I would sell the shell on this car because people who buy drift stuff don't like to spend any money at all, and somebody probably offered me like $3 grand for this when I have $7,000-8,000 in just suspension alone. What y'all think? Clean hatch build? Huh? Huh? That one's a little nasty. That one's got a fast B18. Huh? Maybe a little bit of spoon action. At the end of the day, I'm not upset. And you gotta realize this kind of stuff happens, especially when you have multiple cars. And at the end of the day, again, it's just a vehicle. To be honest, that's one of the big reasons why we decided to buy this house and why we're really wanting to build a shop. I don't want to have, like, I literally had no way to keep my cars not at Ethan's shop. And even if I did, they would have been outside and probably still been prone to hail damage. So this is one of those investments that we had to think long term, how can we avoid this from happening again? How do we avoid, you know, getting sun damage and just letting the car cook outside? And so that's been one of the real things where I'd like to have multiple lifts where I could have a car on the lift or just in a bay somewhere, not outside, being protected, and where I can work on it whenever I want to, whenever I need to. It gives me more stuff to do, but dude, definitely just let me know what you guys think. Now, my daily advice for you guys today is this. You're in traffic. You're driving in traffic. You know how sometimes when you're sitting there, the lane next to you, whether it's right or left, is moving faster than yours? And so you move into that lane, and then for some reason, the lane you just left ends up going faster, and now you're stuck again? When really you should have just stayed in your lane, and eventually you would have been faster. That's how it is in life. A lot of times we get distracted. We see people moving faster than us on our left and our right. We like what they're doing. We see their progress, so we try and get out of our lane, and then us trying to get in their lane ends up slowing us down even more. It's important to stay in your lane and do what you know is right and do what you know is best. Life might be going slow right now, and you might see people passing you up. You might see people going faster than you on the right or the left, but don't be wary. Stay in your lane and keep going, because you never know when your lane might finally speed up and the people that used to be way ahead of you are now behind you because you persisted and you stayed where you were and you kept doing what you're doing. In life, it's easy to get discouraged and try and bounce between things, especially for me, guys. For me, I see people flying by me. I started doing what I'm doing well before a lot of the people that are now way ahead of me, but that's okay, because that is what happens in life. I'm in front of and I'm behind a lot of people. But eventually I know that traffic is gonna break and I'll get to where I wanna be someday. But all I gotta do is stay in my lane, mind my business, keep my head down, and focus on where I am going, not where they are going. That's my advice for you guys today. Use it. Store it in there. You guys have an amazing day, and I'll see you later. Peace. Hey, I got 2 videos for you. Also, subscribe. Make sure you hit that subscribe button. I got 3, I've never said this, but I got 3 buttons for you. 2 videos, 1 button, 1 subs, and the other 2 gets you some pretty good videos. Have a good day.